It may be the off-season, but the NPSL certainly isn't going into hibernation, even in chilly Minnesota. On this edition of This Week in the NPSL, we wrap up 2018 and look forward to 2019 with big news from around the league. From the debut of the Founders Cup that will kick off in August of 2019 to the debut of several new members into the NPSL for the 2019 season. We will talk to the new chairman of the NPSL, Kenny Farrell, about the future of the league and take a look back at a successful 2018. It's time to celebrate a great season with all of our terrific members and look forward to the best year yet on This Week in the NPSL. Welcome to the Twin Cities and the W Hotel in downtown Minneapolis, our host for the 2018 annual owners meeting. And while it may be chilly outside, the NPSL is on fire with a busy off-season, and we are here to get you all caught up on all of the action. Hi everyone, and welcome to This Week in the NPSL. I'm your host, Paul Boron, and welcome to beautiful Minnesota, home to several successful NPSL members, including Minneapolis City SC, Minnesota Twin Stars, VSLT, and of course Duluth FC, who made a great run through the playoffs last year, where they went all the way to the semifinals before losing to Miami FC 2, who, as you know, wound up winning the NPSL title with a victory over FC Motown.
National champions Miami FC, here we go!
And Miami FC is part of a bold new future for the NPSL. Starting in 2019, it is the NPSL Founders Cup. Competition will begin in August of 2019 and will have 11 teams participating. In the West, it will be ASC San Diego, Cal FC, California United Strikers FC, FC Arizona, and Oakland Roots. While the East will feature Chattanooga FC, Detroit City FC, Miami FC, Miami United FC, Milwaukee Torrent, and the New York Cosmos. The competition will lead to a full league schedule in 2020, and all of the squads will be making a full-time commitment to their markets. Now let's hear from some of the members about this great new venture. Joining me now is Sean Mann, the COO of Detroit City FC, and you've got such a great supporters group behind you. Just talk a little bit about what their support means and what it means for this venture going forward.
Yeah, I mean, we're really fortunate to have Northern Guard, but also just a broader community that really is the core of our club. You know, they're the reason we exist, the reason we're so successful, and, you know, everything we do revolves around them. And so, you know, the opportunity to play in the Founders Cup, I mean, that was something that, you know, we really pushed and worked with other clubs to make happen. The driving force was we have this community, the support that wants more games, and we wanted to satisfy that.
Well, that kind of leads me into the next question. What are some of the examples of Detroit City's deep engagement and involvement with the community?
Yeah, you know, that's one of our kind of core principles. The owners, we all live in the city. We're all active members of the community, and we wanted a club that was, you know, a reflection of, you know, this time in Detroit. So, you know, every year we pick a charity that we do an auction off, a special kit. I mean, we're always giving away tickets to various partners in the community. Even our youth program, we subsidize that through our alcohol sales at games so that kids in the city have an opportunity to play competitive select soccer with professional coaches.
What's it like to see some of your former players go on and have professional success? And, you know, what does that mean now as part of the Founders Cup?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're really proud of those guys who, you know, were able to leverage their DCFC experience to, you know, go on and pursue their dreams. But now we're really excited for this next chapter that, you know, some of those guys are going to be able to stay with us and make a living and play in front of our 6,000 to 7,000 people and, you know, really enjoy that really unique, you know, experience in American soccer. And at the same time, you know, be able to support themselves and their family.
Finally, you've managed to have some great high-profile friendlies. Talk about how those have come together and what those have meant to the community.
Yeah, I think you know, one of the things we always struggle with, especially in a big city like Detroit, is credibility and creating a club that like people are going to take seriously. And so, you know, I think we've been very fortunate that, like, you know, we recognize that Detroit is a global brand, and so that's opened the door in conversations, and it's been an opportunity for us to show our define who we are by affiliating with clubs overseas that have similar values. And so, from FC United Manchester to St. Pauli, it's been an amazing experience to have those guys come over for their first ever American matches, and it's allowed our clubs, our supporters, to engage with people not just in American soccer but around the world, and really help us elevate our our stature and our place.
Well, you have an amazing environment. We've seen it in the highlights on the show, and we look forward to this new venture, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks. Yeah, our pleasure.
All right, now joining me is the chairman of Chattanooga FC, Tim Kelly. And Tim, talk about, first off, this new venture, just how excited you are about it.
Well, we're very excited. This is something we've been planning for quite a long time, and we've put a tremendous amount of time and energy into it, and so to see it beginning to take shape and come to fruition is just super exciting.
What can you tell us about your recent stadium announcement?
Well, again, that was one that we got a much better deal than we had in prior years. We got a long-term deal, so we're excited to be there for at least 2 years, perhaps 3. And again, Finley is our home, and it has been since the beginning. So we're very excited about that.
It's a tremendous environment.
Yes, it is.
And part of that is because of the Chatahooligans. Just talk about what they mean.
Everything, pretty much. I mean, we really would be nothing without them. And I'm asked by a lot of people at meetings like this, like, what did you do? We didn't do anything. We just kind of let them love us and love them back. I mean, we're just incredibly fortunate to have a supporters group like that. Yeah.
The best stuff is organic.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
What was it like to make your first player announcement?
It was great. Juan has been, a fan favorite since the very beginning. He's a great leader and a great human being, and so, having him sign first was fantastic.
What can you share about your partnership with the German Bundesliga?
Well, we have a great relationship with Wolfsburg, VfL Wolfsburg, and because VW has been our sponsor since the very beginning, we are in the process now of, we were under an MOU for a few years, and now we're in the process of drawing up a formal agreement between the two clubs, and so yeah, we're looking forward to stronger ties with them, and figuring out ways that we can bind the clubs closer together.
It's all very exciting going on right
is.
now. It's got to be exciting for you just to be a part of everything that is going on.
I'm involved in a lot of different ventures and businesses, and this is by far that's what I wake up in the morning, every morning thinking about.
Awesome. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
So some exhilarating news there, but those aren't the only headlines coming from the annual owners meeting, as we welcome some new members into the league with more announcements to come. AS Los Angeles, Denton Diablos FC, High Desert Elite FC, San Ramon FC, and Stockton FC, and all are thrilled to be a part of the NPSL.
The owners support each other and share the information, all that, and I think that was something beautiful because I've always been in soccer, and it's a team sport, and we're brothers, maybe not all of us in the locker room, and for me to see that sense of camaraderie amongst a league of teams, that's beautiful.
We bring Denton, Texas, which is a unique marketplace in and of itself, 200,000 people. We bring a set of passionate, committed owners, and myself and Michael Hitchcock, that approach our team in a sustainable business-first mindset while also having the long-term vision of changing not only the professional soccer landscape, but all the way down to the youth soccer landscape. It fundamentally has to change if we want to see the top tiers of soccer in America change. So I'm committed to doing that in the most grassroots way I can. I do that by creating a team.
It's an outstanding entry-level league that boasts a significant amount of professionalism and a network of coaches and mentors within the business side of a program that are going to escalate our game. We've learned so much just from interacting with multiple owners. The caliber of individuals that are involved with NPSL are a step above anything at this level, and we're proud to be a partner.
We are very, very excited about being part of this organization. Seems like it's a great organization based on family. We heard a lot about that in the meeting. And that's one thing that we do a lot with our club too. It's a family-based members. So we're very excited to be part of that.
Stockton is the first team that we've ever had, the first club that we've ever had in the city. 169-year history, so it's been a long time coming. There's a great demand for football in our area. There's a lot of kids, young adults, college players who are interested in taking the next level up. And with us being the beacon of hope in our community, I think we could build a really good relationship with the NPSL.
Welcome to those new members, and make sure you stay tuned to NPSL.com and our social media in the days ahead, as we will have further announcements and interviews with those squads. Now, when we come back, we will discuss what all of the exciting news means to the future of the NPSL with the new chairman of the NPSL, Kenny Farrell. That's when we return on This Week in the NPSL. Plus, it's not all work and no play in the Twin Cities. That is next, but first, some images from another successful annual owners meeting.
Keep up to date on the NPSL with scores, stats, schedules, and exclusive content on the brand new NPSL.com. Visit NPSL.com to browse our dedicated ticket platform, read up on team news from around the country, and view the latest episode of This Week in the NPSL.
While there was plenty of important business to take care of here in Minneapolis, there was still time to unwind and for members to get to know each other. The league gathered at the Titanic Lounge at Kieran's Pub for a members party powered by Global Scarves. It really was a great time for league staff and team members to interact. Personally, I had a great time talking to some of our new members, as well as some of the teams who helped make the show such a success in 2018. And one of the reasons for the success is the new chairman of the NPSL, Kenny Farrell from the New Orleans Jesters as well. And let's start by putting a bow on 2018. Why was it such a successful year for the league?
The growth of the league has been incredible. Filling in the spaces in the country and putting new teams in all the time brings new excitement all the time, as you can see in the hall inside. It also brings new ideas. But I think the level of play is going up, and I think the attendances are going up across the nation. Certainly becoming even more significant as a national brand right now. So everything is moving in the right direction, and I'm excited about the new future and taking this on.
Well, lots of news from here at the annual owners meeting, and we'll start with your new position. How did it come about that you became the chairman of the NPSL?
I have no idea how that happened. But I've been working under Joe Baroni for so long, very much as his right-hand man. He has been incredible, and where he's taken the league from when we joined it to where it is now. And he's moving on to the new project, as you know. And I'm just really stepping into very big shoes, but I think it's time to move on and keep, as Joe moves forward with the Professional Player League, and we take this on to a new level at what we call the classic level. I think it's going to be a great synergy going forward. There's some excitement about it. It's a good position for me to be in, plus the working relationship that we have is fantastic. So I'm very excited about it all going forward.
You mentioned the Classic League. Let's start there. We announced a few of the teams. There's still more to come, obviously, but talk about the teams that are aboard in Los Angeles, Stockton, San Ramon, High Desert, and Denton.
Yeah, no, we're having some amazing success on the West Coast and filling in some holes over there that needed to be filled in. And it's not even that we're that active going looking for them. They're coming to us, which is really, really good. As we go forward this year, we're actively looking to place teams in cities and in towns that we know that we can get this up and running and start to fill out the country even more. But no, it's been very exciting. They've come to us. They go through a vetting process, which it's difficult to get into. It's difficult to get into the league. You got to be high level. It's a high level league. So they've done extremely well. They've already given us input in the meetings, and very excited about it going forward. There is gaps in the country that we're going to be focused on strategically. As you well know, you're from the Gulf South.
Right.
We need to fill in some cities down there, up in North Carolina. There's different places, and we're going to be focused on that going forward.
Well, let's shift our attention now to the Founders Cup and the excitement around that. Talk about how it came into a discussion and what you guys expect to get out of this.
Yeah, well, first of all, having the higher level league and being able to sign professional players to that league is only going to increase the value of our league. The bond between both leagues very important for player opportunity and club opportunity, but in many aspects, whether it's sponsors, it just is the right thing to do. Now, it's going to be difficult working through all the details of it, and there's a task force that's working on that right now. But it's just great for the brand, and it's great for all the local clubs and their communities to know this is happening, because it's a big move for the league, but it's the next step for the league. And we're excited about it. I mean, the same teams that played with us that are moving on to the higher level league, I suppose, or whatever we want to call it. But very exciting. As you know, there was 11 clubs here. They're all excited to go, but the opportunity for our clubs, the fact that we'll be building this relationship with that league is just more opportunity if you come into the NPSL to know that's there for you. Plus, we have a fantastic league, as we term the Classic League, that we're totally focused on improving that level as well. So it's a big step for us, but it just shows you the direction that we're going in, the strength of this organization as it is right now. So as we move forward, I think this time next year we'll be talking, and it's going to be a very different place.
Well, I think you brought up something that's very important there. There is not going to be any less emphasis on what you're calling the Classic League. It's still a premier focus. This is not
absolutely
something breaking
Nothing changes.
away.
No,
Yeah,
no.
In fact,
absolutely not. No, the reason we're all here is because of what we term the Classic League. That's the baby. That's what makes it work. That's without those guys and without those teams and without all those entities working together, nothing else happens. The level of play, I think, Paul, you've seen it over the years, just keeps increasingly getting better and better all the time. It's just incredible. So we're fulfilling our purpose. You know, when you look at the players that we've moved on in New Orleans alone to Major League Soccer, these opportunities for kids to get in and play in this league and prepare themselves to move on is going to continue. And all the the learning that we do when we get around the clubs from all over the country, how to improve your businesses and how to improve your community, your business in your local community as a soccer club, is just a phenomenal environment.
Yep, exciting times for sure. Thanks to Kenny Farrell, the new chairman of the NPSL, for joining us and talking about all of the exciting news. And we thank you for joining us for this edition of This Week in the NPSL. Thanks to all our members who contribute to the show, the great staff with the NPSL who make this happen. We can't wait for 2019. We hope you'll join us for This Week in the NPSL.